Jeez. Leslie. Here. Over here. We were supposed to do elk today.
Well, yeah, but elk, remember? We
Yeah,
can't today anymore.
And then we were going to do chimp.
Yeah, we were supposed to do chimp, but it's too cold for chimp.
Isn't that crazy? They said it's too cold for chimps.
It's like, it's too cold for me.
Covered in our hair. But then Curator Ireland said, you know what? You can do something on lions because they're kind of cold tolerant.
Awesome. Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Isn't that cool?
Yes, I'm glad. Everything's always changing, it seems like,
It seemed to work out for us okay today so far, though, which is kind of neat.
It's true.
And we had a really cool, hello everybody, hope everybody's doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. Your Zoo Adventures crew here with you. You got Steve in front of the camera, Leslie's behind the camera. As you remember that Wendy's gone for a little bit. So we're excited to have Leslie with us today. And the lions are going to be coming out in a little bit. This is so cool. Who saw Secrets of the Zoo, North Carolina, Saturday night? Who saw the new show on Nat Geo Wild?
Me.
Leslie said she did. She raised her hand back there. I did. It was so neat to see some really cool stuff. And a little bit of a different take on some of the stories you've seen that we've been able to share with you. It's been really fun to be able to bring all these episodes to you, and now Nat Geo Wild taking you even in different locations. Awesome that the zoo has opened up to our digital friends and our digital guests. Thank you guys so much for all the support and tuning in as much as you do. Great stuff. So yeah, hope you got to see it.
Ooh, I see movement.
What? Hey, this is so exciting. That's Makita who came up first. She's the female lion you see there.
I see more movement.
And that's a little bit bigger boy right there. That's Riley. Riley's our male. He's over 20 years old. He's 21 years old. And get this, guys. He's one of the oldest lions in AZA accredited zoos across the nation.
Very cool.
At 21. Makita, again, about 11. What a great shot. Keeper Campbell is going to come up here in a little bit and visit with us. But she said she'd get the lions out for us at 10 o'clock and then come on up after that. So we appreciate her doing that. See Riley stalking around. Looks like Makita's already keyed into something, isn't she? Riley.
If I was a lion, I'd be like Riley and be out in the sun right now.
On that warm rock, right?
Yeah.
Because you know it's going to be warmer on that rock. Holding on that heat. That big, beautiful mane on Riley. Makita's like, what? What's going on? What's Riley doing? Oh, he's laying down doing what cats do. Good job, Riley. Way to be a good lion.
I think she sees us.
Hi, Makita.
Maybe she's going to come around that corner. Oh,
no. She can come the other way so she can visit with you. She's like, who's this Leslie girl? Oh, she's been here before. You've seen her, Makita. She's awesome.
I think she's hiding behind this
she seems to be. Did you see? Can you show them the tree real quick?
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of cool? It's a tree within a tree.
What?
Have you seen that before?
Oh, I just noticed that.
It's a tree?
A tree within a tree?
Within a tree. Why is the inside tree protected?
That's a great question.
Well, every once in a while I got to ask one.
What do you all think out there?
What do you guys think? Why is that inside tree protected? That's a concrete wrap. Which is also really cool. Yeah, what's on the outside is fake.
Okay.
We don't want the lions clawing at the tree. They might sharpen their claws on it. There's other little trees in there. There's a lot of other bushes. There's some deadfall in there. That helps them sharpen their claws. We don't want them to sharpen their claws on the real tree, kill the tree and have the tree fall, and then give the lions an escape route out.
Also, it's just a beautiful tree.
It is a pretty tree.
It's a huge tree.
I agree, Leslie. Sure. Good call. You don't want anything like that to go away either. These guys are found in sub-Saharan Africa. I brought a globe. I'm a little bit prepared today, Leslie.
I'm so proud.
Well, So, ta-da! So sub-Saharan Africa, here we are, over here. Across the big pond, here's Africa. Here's the Sahara Desert. In there and south is where you'll find the African lion. In sub-Saharan Africa, Sahara Desert in here, so a little bit below that, and then down into other parts of Africa. Remember, Africa's a continent, guys. It's not a country.
Can I tell you my favorite, what's the word?
I don't know.
You know, those things that you... Fun fact.
There you go.
My favorite fun fact about the size of the continent of Africa
what you got?
is that it's over 14 times larger than the United States. 14 times. That's how big it is. It is so big.
Really?
So big, yeah. Because it's a continent, right? But it's also just a really large continent.
Holy cow, that's a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I would have never guessed it was that big.
And South
I knew
Africa,
that it would fit in it.
Can you take this again? I'll show you.
Please.
Can you show us where South Africa is?
South Africa?
That's South America.
Oh. No, I cannot, apparently.
It's okay.
Down here.
So South Africa is 2 times larger than Texas.
Just that one country?
Just that one country.
Wow.
Right, so look how much bigger that is.
So here's Crazy. South Africa.
Mm-hmm. Here's Texas.
Here's little Texas. Wow. 14 times, and it's in one country bigger than Texas.
Right, yeah.
So, but you said it was how big? Twice as big?
A little over twice the size of Texas.
Still a little smaller than Alaska then.
Yeah, Alaska is bigger.
Woot woot! So these guys, sub-Saharan Africa. It's fun to share these kind of little fun facts with you. We're going to talk about pride life in a little bit. Surviving and living in those pride lives. Let's look at these skulls, though. Would you mind coming over here, Les?
Sure thing. Slowly but surely.
Thank you very much, my friend.
I don't want to fall.
You don't want to fall? Get too much of a bumpy going right
over.
Yeah. So what you're looking at down there is an ocelot skull, a jaguar skull, and a lion skull. And we just wanted to show the difference in size. I guess I could have put those a little higher for you, Leslie. Poor Leslie's bending down, hurting her back here. Just the difference in size between these skulls. Look at that. And I'll pick up the lion skull in a minute just so you can compare it to me. But when we say lions are big, they're really big. See if I can put them side by side a little bit more for you, just so you guys get a better image of holy cow.
Yeah.
They are just not the same. We've met our ocelots before. We don't have jaguars, of course, at the zoo. But look at that size difference, my guys.
So how come we don't have jaguars at the zoo, Steve?
Well, Leslie, we have essentially 2 continents right now, right?
Okay,
we have North America and Africa still represented very well at the North Carolina Zoo. And although we do hope to be expanding into Asia soon, South America, where the jaguar is found, is not one of the continents we represent very strongly here at the North Carolina Zoo.
Mm,
but soon, fingers crossed, Asia's coming. And Asia is home to the largest cat in the world. They're even bigger than this. But how cool is this? Those massive killer... I'm sorry, Leslie.
No, it's fine. We had a question from Cora asking...
Hey, Cora.
How long lions live.
How long lions live?
Yeah.
So if you're going to be talking about in their natural homes, you have 15, maybe 16, 17 years. As they get older, they're not as fast. They can't hunt as well. Even in the prides, you can't take care of everybody so well. And one of the biggest challenges for animals as they age is their teeth. As teeth get worn down, they get lost. Maybe there's gum damage. All that happens. And unfortunately, for a lot of animals in the wild, the tooth damage is what really is a big impact on them. But under human care, as we mentioned, Riley's over 20. He's 21.
Yeah.
And doing really, really well with awesome vet care, amazing keepers with some observation skills that are out of this world, and at constant attention to those details. Who knows how much longer Riley's going to be with us? We're so excited that he's made 21. He's healthy. He's doing great. And I'll tell you what, when Keeper Campbell comes, we'll ask her a little bit about Riley's health and how he's doing.
Very cool. I have another question for you.
Go for it.
So Dentawa says, are the male and female together for a reason? Yes. Why? Or are they just always together?
That's an awesome question. Yes, they were together for a reason, to breed. And they did successfully have 4 kittens.
No.
Woo!
Yay!
But at Raleigh at 21, and now Makita 11, we know that Raleigh won't reproduce anymore. Raleigh's not going to be a breeder male anymore. And, believe it or not, the SSP, remember the Species Survival Plan, those folks that are kind of monitoring the breeding of these animals, because you don't want to breed willy-nilly. You have to have a place to put the offspring. A lot of zoos have their lions. They're not looking for African lions right now. Some were, their offspring were able to be placed. But right now, there's no cause to breed Riley and Makita. So they were put together to breed. They did a great job. It was Makita's, I believe, we'll ask for sure, I believe it was Makita's first set of kittens, but Riley's had a few others, so he's very well represented out there. And now Makita has 4. So pushing forward, there's no plans to breed these 2, but they were put together in order to breed. Great question, thank you.
So now they can just spend the rest of their lives hanging out together.
Exactly. This is home.
Being well taken care of by our zookeepers.
And as we mentioned many times in the past, there's whole life care, right? From kitten all the way up through adult retirement and even death. You have to make those plans. And at the AZA here, at the North Carolina Zoo, and through the AZA is the American Zoological Association, by the way. I say that a lot and don't tell you who it is. They're kind of like our governing board. We're a membership organization, and they're kind of helping us make decisions, making connections within, and kind of giving us some guidance on where we should head. So that's who the AZA is. I love this skull. Just to get an idea how big. We were going to talk about the teeth a minute ago, how big those canines are. And those are the killing teeth. Cutting teeth in the front. These are the ones you guys might have used for your Halloween candy to bite that Snickers bar in half. And then back here, they do not have, thank you, Leslie, they do not have the grinding molars that you're familiar with in your mouth. They have these really sharp carnassial teeth, these carnassial molars, that are, again, cutting teeth. These are kind of like scissors, getting real close to the bone to get as much meat as possible off of it. Excellent sense of vision, good hearing.
Looks like they have a good sense of smell, too, probably.
Oh, great observation.
Look at that big old nose.
Big old schnoz. Very important, though.
The better to smell you with.
So, Leslie, do you know what these guys have on their menu in the wild?
Let's see. Food.
What'd you say?
Food.
Did you say food? Educator Leslie.
I was trying to think of something and I couldn't.
Well, I can't say you're wrong. Meat? That's another great answer. Because what kind of vor are they? Do you guys know what kind of vor are lions? Are they sanguinivores?
Ooh, fancy word.
Are they orthophagus?
Whoa.
Are they omnivores?
To me. I know omnivore.
Are they carnivores? Are they mycovores?
What's a myc?
Detritivore?
I know that one.
Herbivore?
You're saying a lot of things I don't know. But
well, you know.
If I had to pick one of those, my friends out there are probably thinking it too. I'm going with carnivore.
You are right. 10 points for you today.
Yay!
Playing to 1,000.
I got a lot to go.
No, great answer. Yeah, they're carnivores. So, guys, think about the prey items that are in Africa that they might be eating. We've done some Watani grasslands things with you here. So maybe things like kudu. When we went to zebra, ostrich, giraffe, you met some of our zebra before. Ostrich might even be on the menu.
Wow.
There is one group of lions that hunts giraffe, but most of their diet is in that antelope gazelle world. Wildebeest, impala, things like that. But that amazing strength in their jaws, being able to hold on to their prey. And if you remember the first time we did this, when we met some of the other keepers, we learned that when lions hunt, they hunt in that group, that pride, They run their prey till they get tired, and then they don't attack the belly. They actually hold here, the dominant, the alpha, the number one female. She'll hold the throat, or she'll kind of clamp down on the nose. And we learned it's to suffocate their prey. If they can get them running, getting them tired, and then hold here so they can't breathe very well, pretty soon there's just no energy left. The family then comes, the prey item is killed, let's say a zebra is killed, and then there's a strict hierarchy to who eats first. If you have cubs, who do you think eats first? If you're going to have a hunting group, who might eat first if you have cubs? Males, females, or kittens and cubs?
My guess,
Yep.
if I was a betting person, which I am, would be the cubs.
Right?
Okay.
That makes sense.
I got nervous all of a sudden.
But it's the males eat first.
Man.
The males eat first. And then the females, and then the kittens. There's no breeding season for lions. So if a kitten were to pass, a group of kittens were to pass, females are back in heat quickly. So you're trying to keep the adults healthy. I wonder why she's getting excited.
I know, I see this. While we're
Are you excited about us now? She loves us, that's why. She's really excited that we're here.
Yes, very excited about us.
What?
It's because we're here.
Oh, man.
Hi.
Maybe. Oh, fine.
Keeper Jenny.
You thought maybe I had a bone, but not today.
I thought they were getting used to warming up to us. Makita was excited.
I'm sure she does love you very, very much.
Last time I fed her was...
You.
I've never fed her.
Yeah.
So, Keeper Jenny, everybody say hi to Keeper Jenny.
Hi, everybody.
And there's Makita checking you guys out.
I'm going to get a good look at her.
She is very aware of us. Whenever we open the door, I think she wakes up immediately and says, oh, those are my keepers.
Something's happening.
She hears the stairs. She hears our keys jingling.
Oh.
And once that door opens, she is ready for
She's
whatever.
right there and ready to go, huh? That is so cool.
I didn't bring anything with me today. I'm so sorry.
She won't hold it against you, right?
No.
You're still friends.
Yeah, because I'll feed her tonight. It'll be all good.
Hey guys, did you guys see Keeper Jenny on the show the other day?
I know. I'm pretty excited.
She's like a star.
I might ask for her autograph later.
I think we should. I think we'll do that a little bit later on. Okay. So yeah, Jenny was on the show the other day, that Secrets of the Zoo, North Carolina. She was around when the baby Asha was born, the chimp. Let's go talk to Jenny about lions. Sorry, Jenny.
It's okay.
You did a great job, by the way.
Thank
you did a fantastic job. Your whole team did.
Yes.
But it was fun to see you doing your Jenny thing down there. And again, congratulations on Asha.
Yep, thank you.
And the show. I think it went very well, and you guys did a fantastic job. And it was neat seeing the emotions, the range of emotions from the keepers on that episode.
Yes.
Because there's a little bit of everything going on.
You'll laugh, you'll cry.
You will. It's the epitome of that
an
entire
emotional roller
cycle.
coaster.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that happened for this little episode is that we were going to do bison elk, and there was a red wolf procedure. And since those guys take care of the red wolves as well, they said, well, we can't do bison elk with you, so we had to change. So then I thought, you know what, we haven't done chimps in a while. Let's go down and do chimps. Thought that'd be really exciting. And I got an email, chimps don't like the cold.
Yeah.
But the lions will be out. So can you tell me a little bit about the lions and how you guys kind of figure out when they can be out? Because when I heard cold tolerant lions and chimps, I'm like, wait, there's got to be rules.
Yeah.
So there were some rules for the lions to be out. This might help you guys with some visits down the road.
There are definitely rules. If it's below 30 degrees, we're not even going to open that door and give them the choice to come out here.
Oh.
We want to keep them where they're safe.
So
but
below 30.
you can see, as long as there's a little bit of sun out here, typical cats, they want to come out and lay in the sun spot.
They do like the sun.
So Riley is enjoying it right now.
He sure is.
And then if it's between 30 degrees and 40 degrees, they have that choice. They can go inside where it's warm. They can be outside. If it's sunny, that's what they're going to do.
Right.
But if it's a little overcast, rainy, drizzly, they're probably going to go inside.
You still see them going inside.
Yeah. And then if it's beyond 40 and the sun is out, we'll go ahead and shut the door. And so that's the case right now. They are outside for the day, and then we'll bring them back in for the evening.
So if they got a choice, which they do, do you think they're going to choose to be outside or choose to be inside in general?
if the sun's out, they're going to choose
They're
to
going to be
out.
outside.
Yeah,
So like you and I,
absolutely.
yeah, if it's on a pretty day, you're going to see them.
And then, on a rainy day, they're like, hi, we'll stay inside.
We'll get them
with
inside.
you. Yeah.
Which is what people should do a lot of times too, right? We don't get too wet.
Me, that's what I do.
That's how it works. So that's really neat.
Yeah.
And then we were talking, I got a really neat note from Keeper Beth. And she said that when the cold white stuff falls, I thought that was kind of cute, cold white stuff, that these guys don't mind being out in the snow.
No, they don't. In fact,
so
we've seen
cool.
them kind of slipping on the snow, and especially when the cubs were little, they were out there just slipping and sliding and trying to jump up on rocks and
Sounds like
slipping
other,
back off.
other cubs I know.
Yeah, they have a
Really?
good time in it. They don't seem to mind
They
the
don't
snow
mind the
at
snow.
all. Yeah.
That's so neat that they can be outside.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance. Because we've learned that in some of the animals, the diets change.
It does.
Over the course, do the lions' diets change?
Some animals, they put on their winter weight, and then, like a bear would hibernate through the winter, so they get fat
Yeah.
to get them through the winter. The lions, on the other hand, tend to get thinner in the winter because their
Boy, that's not a problem I
metabolism,
have.
I know, I wish I had that. But their metabolism ramps up to help keep them warm on these chilly days. So we actually
Okay.
have to feed them more in the winter to keep
Just
their
to keep
weight
their weight
up.
up.
And we weigh them
Good.
about every 2 weeks, so we can keep a close eye on whether or not they're
Really?
gaining or losing. And typically, in the winter, 2, maybe 3 times during the year, we'll have to bump it up. And then in the summer, it gets hot, they get real lazy, they just lay around, and that's when they put their weight on, is in the summertime. So then
Right.
we bump it back down in the
That's so
winter.
cool.
Or in the summer, it
Yeah,
comes
yeah,
back down.
sure.
We did have a question a
We did?
while ago, and I knew it was going to come up, so that's
You
why
held
I
on
waited.
to it. Good job.
We had a friend ask, do they lay around most of the day?
No,
or
you
do
should
they
see them.
move?
They got these really cool wheels, and there's some really neat. They climb up and down the tree. That's not here, is it?
No, I'm afraid not. They're
not
typical cats.
Not
They
our
want to just sleep all the time. So upwards of 20 hours a day, these guys will be resting.
The life.
But, they're not like out flat cold, unaware of the world. Even though they're sleeping, they're still very alert, a little
Really?
noise, because they have to be ready. If a herd of gazelle goes running by,
sure.
they have to be ready to jump up. I'm fogging up, she's going to take these off. At least you
I'm
guys
still
can,
here. I'm still
you can see me, I can't see you. But yeah, they have to be aware of what's going on around them.
So it's a true cat nap. That
Yes,
idea
it's a
of-
cat nap. They're resting. They're conserving their energy.
Sure.
And if a prey species goes by, they need to be aware of that, and they need to be ready to
to hunt
respond like
immediately.
that. Yeah.
That is so cool.
They're just saving that energy for later.
I love it. And they're doing a very good job of that now.
Yeah.
You have a very good view. You have a great view of Riley. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look over your shoulder. Oh, that is so cool.
He is so precious.
He's doing a good job. Doing a great job.
And Riley is a little bit older, so he tends to nap maybe more than Makita. He's 21 years old, so he's one of the oldest lions.
That is so neat.
And Makita's only 11, so she does have just a little bit more energy than him. She might be a little more awake than he is.
Her eyes are big and wide right now.
Yes,
What's
and when
going
we come up with the bones to toss to them, she is following
She's on
us, and she's aware of it, and he just kind of looks up like, is it worth my time and effort? And half the time it's not.
No,
He's like,
I'm
whatever.
good. I got dinner coming later.
So she usually ends up getting both the bones.
We had an awesome question earlier, and I think I addressed it, but since you're here, I'd like to ask you again. These two will not breed again.
I think they are done.
They are done.
It
And
took
Riley's
us about
older.
5 years to find homes for their last set of cubs.
Right.
So there's a good population right now, and so there's not a huge demand for these guys and their specific
Cool.
genetics.
So we had a pretty good answer for you on that one, just to
Yeah.
make sure that we were hitting that one, hitting that button.
Yeah,
on the
they
nose.
actually they had 4 cubs. Riley's brother, who used to live here at the North Carolina Zoo, and Makita's sister, who was from her same litter, they were together, and they also had 4 cubs
Now
about a
that's
month.
cool.
About a month before these guys did. So that's a lot of genetic representation
Yeah,
from
it is.
that particular
Yep.
gene pool.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I love it. Is there anything else in the habitat that's kind of for them to deal with either now or even in the wintertime? Anything special? in there. I think it's kind of neat. Just looking out, you don't really see everything, and now I have somebody who can tell us, well, that's why that's here.
Well, this isn't necessarily for the winter time, but those sections of mesh out there in the back of the exhibit, that overlooks the chimp habitat.
Oh, it does not.
So the lions sometimes will go back there and watch those chimps and keep an eye on them. So that's a good activity.
The chimps watch the lions?
The chimps have kind of gotten used to them and ignored them.
Okay.
The story was that when the habitats first opened up, the chimps were throwing flowers at those mean old lions.
Flowers at them?
Yeah.
Peace offering.
Yeah, I guess so. I think that was all they could get their hands on, so it'll
awesome.
do. But yeah, for the most part, the chimps don't pay too much attention to them.
They've kind of learned there's a distance and everything's okay.
Yeah. And then those two big flat rocks out there, those can soak up the sun. They're a little bit warmer on a sunny day, or they might be a little bit cooler on a hot day. So they can regulate themselves a little bit by laying on top of those rocks.
Okay.
Just to get away from not being directly on the ground.
I'm sorry, let me cut you off.
The tree has got this really cool
we talked about that a little bit.
wrap
That's so neat.
built around it so that the lions don't claw the tree and kill it. And that protects the tree so that they have a little bit of shade in there.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's a neat idea.
Yeah. And then we've got these two little baby trees that are working their way. So someday they will also be a good source of shade. But for now, we're just kind of watching them grow.
I don't see any water out here.
There is a water bowl down at the bottom of the habitat.
Oh, there is.
Down at the bottom of the hill and around the corner.
So it's kind of hidden.
Yeah, it is hidden. And then we just recently put in another water source at the top of the hill, and it's kind of behind a rock as well.
Very cool.
We found that Riley, in his old age, is not quite as willing to walk all the way to the bottom of the hill. It's so far. So he's a little bit spoiled. We've got a second place so that he can get to it a little bit quicker and easier. So that's a new feature.
And I shouted that question out on purpose because a lot of times people ask us well, I don't see any water. There is always water, guys. I promise you. There's always fresh water for them to be drinking. So I kind of wanted to ask that question just so you guys can hear we do have water out there. There's water. You don't see food either all the time. But we do have the water hidden out there. We just want to have big silver buckets and big black bowls out there. So we kind of tuck the water away so the animals have access to it when they're in their homes, in their home habitats. That is so cool.
And you're not probably going to see a lot of food out here because they can be a little competitive over food.
How about that?
So the bulk of their diet, we feed them inside.
Okay.
First thing in the morning and again at the end of the day. We'll bring them in twice a day so that we can clean the habitat. Or if it's going to be real cold at night, they can be locked in for the night.
Neat.
So we bring them inside and we separate them so that we make sure Riley gets his fair share because sometimes he's a little bit slow.
Nice.
And Makita, given the opportunity, will eat everything in sight. So that keeps her from getting too chunky.
Leslie and I stay separate during lunchtime too. We kind of understand that.
There's some competition.
And whenever he leaves any crumbs behind, she cleans them right up.
Left.
So do you guys clean up each other's crumbs as well?
Well, it depends on, is the cake, is it brownie, is it cookie?
Yeah. I'll clean up my own crumbs, thank you.
That's right. I see 2 piles of hay out there. Last time we were here, that they did some really cool enrichment. Did you guys do any enrichment for them today?
Yeah, we put out those piles of straw to get them off of the ground if they want to. Sometimes that might be bedding from the Red River hog, so it's got some scent to it from other animals. But with COVID right now, because we can't take the risk of transmitting anything from another section to here, we put some extra smells on those ourselves. So
did you roll around?
Jenny
rolls around.
That sounds like we were rolling in it. No.
The new zookeepers, the rookies.
No, we use some extracts.
Extracts, of course.
Yeah. So we've got a little bit of peppermint extract out there.
Oh, neat.
And some of their favorites, so that will stimulate their sense of smell as well.
All right, I've got to work my memory cells for a second. Sales. Where am I from?
West Virginia.
Coffee?
Yep, they love coffee.
Somebody did like coffee. Okay.
Yep.
Whew. I was thinking somebody out there liked coffee.
Yep.
That is so neat. I think that's such a cool thing to think about.
Yeah. Wasn't there's a perfume is that the one that
they also love certain perfumes and obsession for men.
Obsession? Why is obsession? The ocelots like obsession too.
I think it's all the musky smells to it that might simulate some of their pheromones.
Neat. That is so cool.
But yeah, cats in general love it.
They do.
Curry is also a big one. And
curry.
I have tried that with my own cats at home. I've sprinkled some curry on the ground, and my cats will rub in it and roll in it, and I'm like, well, isn't that great? Until I have to smell curried cat for a week, and then I'm like, oh, you guys, you smell so delicious. Maybe that was not a great idea.
You got to be thinking dinner then,
Yeah,
all
like,
the time.
oh, you're making me hungry.
Always thinking about what's going on for dinner and stuff. How y'all doing today?
Yeah, some of the same
You're
enrichment.
fine.
Some of the same enrichment that works on these big cats here at the zoo will work for your cats at home.
Might want to give that a try, guys.
Yeah.
If you have some cats at home, maybe put some smells around, or maybe put them on some of the cat treats.
Yeah.
I've seen those little cat treats,
Yep.
mice and things like that. Kind of put their see which ones your cats like the most.
Do some
Maybe they have a
science.
favorite experiment. We can do an experiment, see who likes what the most. It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
It's
try
kinda
some
fun.
of your perfumes, some herbs, some spices.
Oh, herbs.
Fresh basil last week. Riley
No
went
kidding.
for that. Mint, sage, that sort of thing. Yeah, just try it. Whatever you've got on hand. I would say stay away from lavender. There have been some studies saying that lavender is not good for cats.
Did you hear that? Heard it from an expert.
Yep.
Lavender. Stay away from it for your kitty cats. That's so neat. That's kind of fun. We didn't really get into their lifestyle very much. We know that they live in prides, and prides are the groups of lions. Now, is it the females that are related in a pride, or the males that are related in a pride?
There's usually one, maybe two males that are in charge of a
Okay.
pride, and if there are two males, they're probably brothers that grew up together,
Oh,
so they
okay.
tolerate each other really well.
Okay.
And then lots of females who are sisters and the offspring. And then, so the babies, the girls can stay and grow up within the pride. A new male might come in and take over, so
Oh.
that they introduce some new genes.
Interesting.
But young males, when they get to be about a year and a half old, Dad says, it's time for y'all to go. So, bye. And we had that situation here with our
That makes
cubs,
sense,
where the
right?
girls were able to stay in the habitat a little bit
A little
longer
longer.
until another zoo was ready to take them. But the boys, Riley
had
said,
to
get
say,
out of here.
"Time to go."
So we took them to the other side of the zoo. We had a nice holding space
Yes, we
for
did.
them until they had a new home to go to. So, Riley was just getting a little bit grumpy around them. He was being more possessive of the females,
Oh.
and he was starting to see them as competition.
Sure. I think that's neat that the zoo has to be aware of those social dynamics as well. We talked about a little bit of brown bear before. We talked about a black bear sometimes, where if an animal lives by themselves in the wild, we want to make sure they're living by themselves at the zoo. The bobcat is another example of an animal that people ask a lot of times, why is it's got to be lonely? Why is he or she by themselves? Well, that's how they live. And here, so the females could stay in the group a little bit longer because the pride has the females, but the males had to get kicked out. And you have to be aware of those as well.
Unfortunately, we could not keep those females around forever
yeah.
because, hey, those are Riley's girls.
Right.
We
You
don't
don't
want
want that
any
to happen.
inbreeding. So as long as we were planning on doing some breeding, eventually someday, we can't have a full pride here. We can't
Sure.
have multiple females. So we have to keep a little bit of space available for their offspring.
That makes sense.
So that's why we only have one male and one female at this time.
And that's that species survival plan,
Yep.
being part of that those animals are being moved around and kind of keeping those genetic dynamics put together.
Exactly.
Very nice, very cool. Gestation about 3.5 months, is that right?
It is, let me think.
have
110 days.
That's what I have in my head,
Yes,
actually,
110
105,
days. I always think, okay, 4 months is 3 times 4, 120, minus 10, 110. Yeah,
Very cool.
have to go through that every single time.
Math.
Yeah,
Math,
thank
who
goodness.
knew?
I like math.
I think the donation button, guys, is up. If you guys have a time to click that donation button, it'd be awesome for you to do that. We'd love to see you guys. You guys have put us over $4,200
Wow.
over time. Isn't that awesome?
Awesome, thank
It is
you.
so cool.
We did have somebody give us $10 today, so thank
Thank
you. so
you.
much. Yeah.
That'll work. That's awesome. We truly appreciate that generosity that you guys are able to throw out there to us. Cool stuff. So today we learned a little bit about their natural history. We learned a little bit about the winterizing. We thought that would be kind of fun. We're going to do a couple of these episodes when we're going and talking to keepers about what are you doing? How are you prepping for winter? What are you doing with your animals or your spaces or your habitats? So it's kind of neat that we appreciate you guys sharing that with us
Absolutely.
today. A little about carnivores, a little about pride life, some neat stuff, and kind of where we have a little globe back there. We showed them where they live in Africa, which is kind of exciting as well. Anything else they should know at the Lions?
Oh my goodness.
I might have. Oh, hold on a second. All right, Jenna, we got.
I think we covered the big stuff today. Yeah, just come on into the zoo, and if you see a keeper, ask us any questions. If there's anything else that you can think of that you want to know, we're more than happy to chat with you and answer any
Yep.
questions.
And I've got to say, guys, that is 100% true. I've been to a lot of zoos, worked a lot of zoos. And the keepers are generally wanting to share their information with you. But at the North Carolina Zoo, this is true. If you see a keeper, you ask them a question. Now, they've got things they have to do. So they might not be able to give you a whole long thesis, but they're happy to answer any questions you might have in the time that they have to give to you. So if you do have a question, make sure you ask them while you're here. And if you see me out there, you see Leslie or Wendy, you see anybody else out there, give us a shout. See if we can do something with you. I think it'd be exciting to meet you guys when you get a chance. I have one more thing. I know you've got a lot of work to do, Jenny. Thank you so much for coming up.
It's my pleasure.
We appreciate it. Guys, everybody say goodbye to Jenny.
Bye-bye.
We'll give them a second or two. But dude,
Okay,
truly
bye,
thank you
everybody.
very much. Thanks for putting them out for us, and we're so
Sure.
happy you were able to give us some time
Great,
today.
anytime.
Thank you, Jenny. Have a great day.
Great. Bye.
The last thing I wanted to talk about real quick with the lions in the background is their status in the wild. They're considered vulnerable. There's not tons of them out there, and unfortunately, the population is declining. But your North Carolina Zoo is part of a project to help with the conservation efforts of the lions, and as a matter of fact, of all the carnivores in Africa. Do you guys remember the SMART program we talked about? That spatial monitoring and reporting tool? We mentioned that it's a software program designed to track activity, originally of poachers, and now of a lot of things. We realized, hey, we can actually follow the animals. So that SMART software, and hey Bob, is really that. It's a software program that can be downloaded onto those really ruggedized, this is my phone, but it can be downloaded onto these really strong smartphone-like devices, and the rangers can now take that information out, develop maps, and find out what's going on, especially with poaching activity. So because of the status of the lion, can I hold line? I want to try it again. So I go up and down?
Go up a little.
Up a little.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Now move towards Riley. The other way. Other way. Keep going. Keep going. Move this way. Like, come this way. Now up. Oh, you're so close! A little bit. That's close enough. There we go.
So as you can hold Riley in the palm of your hand, I think it's kind of fun. We've done it a couple times before. It's kind of neat to be able to share these guys with you guys. But the conservation work that's being done by the rangers in Africa, using the software program SMART, developed by some of the staff at your North Carolina Zoo and their partners, we're able to monitor and track what's going on to try to get an idea of who's out there, animal-wise, and is there poaching activity? If there is, let's send rangers to those areas. So it's really neat that your North Carolina Zoo is part of working on that anti-poaching project. Well, I hope you've had a great time again today with your Zoo Adventures crew. You have Steve in front, you have Leslie behind.
Hello.
It's always fun to have people with you.
Are you okay? It's always good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Okay. I got you.
That's exactly what I meant to say. And I hope you guys have enjoyed learning a little bit more about the African lions here at the North Carolina Zoo. Remember the new television show? It's exciting. Nat Geo Wild. Saturdays, 10 o'clock. You can tune in to watch Secrets of the Zoo, North Carolina. You might see some keepers you've met, some animals you've met along the way. And how much fun is it to be able to say, I know something about those animals. Exciting! So from your team again, stay safe. The zoo is open. Timed tickets. Make those reservations early. Some of the buildings are beginning to open up. Aviary is opening up, again with limited capacity, but it is opening up. Kid Zone is opened. So a few things like that are happening at the North Carolina Zoo because you guys are staying safe. We look forward to seeing you again soon. Enjoy your day. Bye, y'all.